Calvin's Got Game. Have you ever wondered how you can get some of your friends that aren't into modern board games into modern board gaming? Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking on that, and I've got some friends who really like to play Clue, deduction style games. And so I was thinking, how can I introduce them to some modern games? Well, here's 5 games I think that they would like if you got friends like mine that like to play Clue or have played Clue in the past, but you want to bring them into some more modern gaming. Alright, so how I'm going to do this is Clue, you know, the old roll and move around the board, going from room to room, trying to guess whether it's Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum with the wrench or the knife in the billiard room or whatever, right? So you're moving around to try to do that. A lot of people like deduction games. So how I'm going to do this is I looked at the weight on BGG of Clue, and Clue has a weight range, and the way I look at weight range is like how hard is it to learn and play the game. It has a 1.66 rating. So what I did was I looked for some deduction style games, and I kind of took them from easier deduction games, bringing them up into some more difficult games. So my number 1 game that I'm fixing to tell you about, or the first game, is going to be a little bit easier game for them to come into. But Clue, who didn't like Clue in the, when they were growing up? I know I did. I enjoyed it. And I still enjoy it from time to time. I don't like to get it to the table a lot. I think these games here do a much better job. So, without any more yapping about Clue, let me tell you about the first game I think would make a great way to bring someone into the modern board game. And it's called Lost Legacy, the Starship. Lost Legacy, the Starship is by AEG. It's for 2 to 4 players. Takes about 10 minutes to play. Now, you can play multiple games of this. It's very quick. There's only about 16 cards in the deck. The weight on this game is a 1.27. So Clue is 1.66. This is 1.27. A little bit easier game to get them into the modern board game. So what you have is 16 cards. Each card has different abilities on it. What you're trying to do is find the lost starship. Now, you'll start by giving each player a card. You'll put 1 card into the ruins, and then you'll have a small deck from people to draw from. You'll draw 1 card, you'll look at them, you'll play 1 card. And at the end, if no one's been eliminated, or if everybody hasn't, most other players haven't been eliminated, you'll get to go in an order of investigation by the lowest number going to the highest number. So if you have a number 2 or number 1, you'll get to investigate. And what you do with investigating is you pick a card in the ruins or out of someone's hand, and if you find the lost legacy, the starship, you win the game. So that's pretty simple, and you can play multiple games of that over and over again. I find it to be a fun little game. It's a quick little filler. If you've ever played Love Letter, you'll get the gist of this game really quick. Number 2 for me to get somebody into the board gaming is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, with a rating of 1.60. So it's a little bit less than Clue. It's a 1.66. This is by Gray Fox Games. It's for 4 to 12 players, a big play group. Takes about 20 minutes to play. So in Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, you'll have some evidence cards in front of you. You'll have some weapons or murder weapons or how you murdered someone in front of you, these cards. You'll have 4 of each. And so you'll have somebody who's a forensic scientist who's trying to give clues to the other detectives to try to catch the murderer. One person will be the murderer. Depending on how many people you have playing, you could have a witness, you could have an accomplice. There's lots of people that can be added to the game to make it a little bit more harder to figure out who the murderer is. So you're going to be given clue as a forensic scientist as what was the condition of the victim's clothes? Were they tattered? Were they dirty? There's lots of things you can say on this card, and you'll put this little bullet, have cute little or nice little bullet tokens that you can put on the cards to notate what your storyline is for the murder. And what you're trying to do is everybody's going to close their eyes. Whoever the murderer is will open their eyes and pick 2 things. They'll pick an evidence and a murder weapon or whatever it is, the way that they murdered them. And so then as the forensic scientist, you now, without saying anything else, are just going to have to put clues on these little sheets that you have, and they're predetermined sheets. You just place bullet tokens on them to try to get your other investigators to understand. And then everybody gets a chance to go around the table and discuss who they think could be the murderer. Guys, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game by Gray Fox Games. It's Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. It's pretty easy to teach, pretty easy to understand. Once you play it, you'll want to play it again. It's quick, 20 minutes. So now my next one I think that would be good for somebody who really likes the deduction part of Clue is Mysterium. Mysterium, its weight is a 190, a little bit more than Clue. It's by Asmodee. It's for 2 to 7 players. It takes about 42 minutes. Now, I will say, I'm not sure I'd play this with 2 players. Play it with 3, 4 on up is a lot better. In Mysterium, you are a ghost. And you're trying to get these mediums, these psychics that have come to investigate the murder, clues to who it is. But these clues are so vague. They're these cards with wonderful artwork, and you'll see some up here. Wonderful artwork. They are just amazing. But you're trying to figure out how it matches whatever's out there. You'll have 4 or 5 or 6, depending on how many people are playing. People, places, and weapons, I believe it is. And so you're trying to figure out what clue did somebody give you have to do with any of these things out here, because they are just bizarre clues. And sometimes you're way off, and it takes you a little while to figure it out. But if you're in sync, man, is it a lot of fun. Guys, Mysterium is a lot of fun, and it's by Asmodee for 2 to 7 players. It takes about 42 minutes. So my next one is Awkward Guest. I just played this game last week, or this week actually, and one of the people in my game group, Erica, brought it, and I'm telling you, I love this game. And it is a lot like Clue, so if you really like Clue, you're going to love Awkward Guest. Its weight is 2.40. It's by Megacorpin Games, and it is 1 to 8 players, 45 to 75 minutes. Now, this game uses an app. It has a map of a house. The murder always takes place, I think, in the study, I believe, but it has pathways from all the other rooms and people traveling through, and you get clues from these set of cards that are predetermined for the scenario you're playing. So you could do that through the app, or you can do it through the book. I think the book has some. But the app is better because when you guess, if you get it wrong, it doesn't reveal the answer, it just tells you you're wrong, and you'll be able to keep playing. But if you play it from the book and you look at the answer, you're going to be eliminated from the game. So the app works much better with this game. Awkward Guess is just, it was really amazing to me how much I enjoyed it, because some of these games that work with an app are but this game, all you do is guess on the app and it tell you whether you're right or wrong. The clues come from the cards that you're passing to each player. When it's your turn, you tell people, I want to know about whoever the person is. I can't remember all their names. I only played it once. But you ask for a person or a room, or you can ask for 2 rooms or 2 people. And you put these little arrows on the map where you want to investigate. And other people will say, I have 3 value worth of clues, and they'll put them face down. So each person will go around and tell you how many value they have, because the cards say how much value they're worth. And then you trade your cards to the other people to get clues, so you can get closer to finding out who the murderer was. And you got to find what the motive was and what the weapon was. And then in the harder investigation cases, you got to figure out an accomplice. Guys, this game is amazing. If you enjoy Clue, this game right here is pretty much the closest one to Clue on this list. But these all have deduction in them. So Awkward Guess, it's a 2.40 weight or difficulty. It's by Megacorpin Games, 1 to 8 players, 45 to 75 minutes to play. Now, my last one on this list, which I still think is a great deduction game as well, and I just played it recently as well, it's called Search for Planet X. This one has a 2.50 weight or complex. It is by Foxtrot Games, Renegade Game Studios, 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to find Planet X. And by doing that, you're searching, you're doing other things, targeting, and it works on an app as well. So you put in what you want to know on the app, and you tell other people what you're doing, and then it tells you personally on the device you're using what it has in that space. And then there's I won't say an algorithm, but little things that it can't be. It'll tell you the Planet X can't be next to a dwarf planet, or it can't be directly across from a dwarf planet, or it can't be next to a gas cloud or whatever. But it is really good deduction games. So if they like deduction games, guys, these are 5 good games to get people into the modern board games. So if you got friends that like Clue, and if you got people that like the deduction aspect of Clue, these 5 games will get them into modern board gaming, I'm pretty sure. So get a board game to the table, spend time with friends and family. Hey guys, and I thank you so much for watching Calvin's Guide Game. Remember to subscribe and click that bell for alerts when new videos come out.